Yes, I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing great also. A little bit sleepy, but I can manage. Okay,
Hopefully, not tired, just sleepy.
yes, just sleepy. Okay, so I think let's wait for the others to join first, and then we will
Okay.
start at 10:15. So, oh, Ibu Umi, you will be the first one to present the paper. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So we will start. Hold on, not yet. Let's see. Oh, good morning, Miss Rina. Okay, so we already have Miss Umi and Miss Rina. Okay. Okay, everyone, because it's already 10:15, I think it would be best if we start now. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to room
Morning.
2 of parallel session 3 of LLTC 2022. My name is Maria, and I will be the PIC of this room. I will also act as the timekeeper and will be reminding the presenter verbally 2 minutes before the time is up. Because there's a change of rules in this parallel session, each team will have 15 minutes to present. And the Q&A session will be at the end of all the presentations, and I will lead the Q&A session. Now, each presentation will be moderated by the next presenter. So without further ado, let us begin with the first presentation by Ms. Umi Rokyati, which will be moderated by Ms. Regina.
Okay, thank you for the times given. So, Ms. Umi Rohayati, are you ready to share about your presentation here?
Yes, I'm ready.
So, without any further ado, everyone, please welcome Ms. Umi Rohayati with the paper entitled The Student Teacher's Readiness in Using Technology to Teach English from Ahmad Dahlan University, Indonesia. You may have the screen.
Okay. All right. Is it clear?
Yes, miss, it's visible.
Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for coming to room 2. Here I would like to present my result of research entitled Student Teachers Readiness in Using Technology to Teach English. Yeah, I'm here with my colleague, Mr. Japen Saragi. Okay, yeah. Well, we are from Ahmad Dahlan University, Yogyakarta. Okay, let's continue. This is the background why we conducted a research on the student teachers' readiness in using technology in the classroom. We know technology and the development of education cannot be separated, I think, moreover, now in digital era, and also during the pandemic era, in which we use the online class mode. Okay, so student teachers are demanded to have technology lit in the students now. And students now are digital natives. They were born after 1980. So according to Palfrey and Gesser, that digital natives are melted with digital instruments since they were born. Digital immigrant. Okay. And then for that reason, education institutions like FKIP must prepare the students to face that challenge in which the students have to be literate in technology. This is the reason why it's important to know the student teachers' readiness to use technology in teaching. Well, this research was conducted using the data from the 47 student teachers that joined or that joined the teaching practice at several schools using online mode, because this was done during the pandemic era. The research instrument here is open-ended questionnaire, and the data analysis is descriptive, qualitative. Okay, so the students here are those who conducted teaching practice using online. Here are some findings for the research. We start from the research for using technology in online classes. Of course, it's because I think it's impossible to have an online class without using technology. But when we take out, the student gives some reason for using technology. Technology helped the learning process. 15 students answered that. And then technology is the main instrument in online class. Technology also is the process of learning. Then without technology, online learning will not run. And then learning and teaching become interesting by using technology. Then the era needs teaching and learning with technology. Technology can be used to access learning materials. Then technology can be used to develop learning media. And there are 4 students who didn't answer the question about the reason for using technology in an online class. Then we also try to know what platform are used by the students in conducting the online class. From this data, we know that the most commonly used by the student teachers in the online class is Google Meet. And then they also use Google Classroom, Zoom, e-learning, Google Form, Google Document, WhatsApp application, and then Canva, Kahoot, quizzes, PowerPoint presentation, video conference, YouTube, Plotagon, editing application, Google Drive, Live Worksheet, and Microsoft Teams. Those are what students mention about the platform they use when practicing teaching at school. And then we also ask why they use that platform. There are some answer for why they use that platform, because it fulfilled the need. And then both teachers and students are familiar with the platform they choose. And then the platform they choose is easy to use. It is effective. It is easily accessed by teachers and students. And then the platform really helps both teachers and students. It supports the teaching and learning process. And then they use or choose a certain platform because students will participate more, and then a certain platform also give many features there, and then they use a certain platform because it's economical in the internet. All right. When we ask the difficulty in using technology, 45 out of 47 respondents stated that they have no difficulties. Even when they stated the difficulties, it's not related to the technology or the application platform, but it relates to the connection problem. Yeah. So the problem is on connection problem. You know, the number of the platform used, 5 students use a certain platform, and then 16, 12, 32, 60, 60. So the total number of platform used by the student are 185. There are 185 platform used by the students. And if we divide it in by the number of the students, so it's on the average, each student use about 4 kinds of platform. Yeah. Okay. And we ask about their mastery in using, they have less mastery. And then 36 students say that they have enough mastery. And 3 students say that they have good enough mastery of using technology in teaching. And 3 students didn't give any answer. Okay, I'll continue with the discussion. The findings show that students think technology is very important in the teaching and learning process. It is in line with Balhu's statement that in this era, technology and education development cannot be separated. The student teachers, or 95%, encountered no difficulties in teaching using technology. It shows that they are digital natives whose lives are with technology. Yeah, I think they are all digital natives because they were born after 1980. As Palfrey and Kaiser say, that digital generation who were born after 1980 are with technology since they were born. So they have no problems with the use of technology. Their problem is only with internet connection, which is sometimes up and sometimes down. So the conclusion that can be drawn is that from the fact that no school where student teachers practice teaching ask them to use technology that the student do not master indicates that students already master what is needed to practice teaching. So students are ready to use technology in teaching at school. This is the finding to answer whether students are ready or not to use technology in teaching at school. And based on our research, students are ready to use technology in teaching at school. Even they are not all types of technology, but the technology needed in teaching the students at school are already familiar with them. These are the references that we use for this presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Umi, for the presentation. So everyone, we are having the Q&A session. As one of you here have a question, you may raise your hand using the raising hand button. That's okay.
Ms. Regina, for the Q&A session, it will be conducted by the end of all presentations.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Miss. Thank you
okay.
so much. Thank you so much, Miss Umi.
My pleasure. This is Regina. So I have to stop the screen, right?
Yeah, Miss.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much for the insightful presentation, Ms. Umi. Now let us move to the next presentation, which will be delivered by Ms. Regina Yuantika Natali and Ms. Rina Asuti Purnamaning Bulan, which will be moderated by Ms. Umi. Time is yours.
Okay. Is it my turn now to be a moderator?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. This is for Miss Rina. For the second presenters, Miss Rina and her colleagues, I think. Okay. Let's listen to the presentation by Miss Rina and colleagues. Time is yours, Miss Rina.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, I was having a technical problem before, but now it's handled well. Can you hear my voice, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, and then can you see the screen that I share?
Yep. It's visible too.
Okay, then. Right. Good. So, good morning, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for attending this room. Yeah, and then we are going to present this result of, actually this was Yuan's thesis, yeah. So Yuan has recently graduated from PBI, Sanata Dharma University, and I was her thesis advisor. So let us present the result to you all today. And the research is entitled Students' Online Engagement in Different Synchronous Learning Environments, Zoom Main Room and Breakout Rooms. Okay, so everybody is familiar with Zoom, right? Who is not? I'm sure that nobody is not familiar with Zoom, right? So everybody is. Right, so we know that during the COVID-19 pandemic, students and educators should conduct learning and learning activities in the online mode, right? And as we know, the online learning mode can be conducted in two modes, synchronously and asynchronously. Now we're going to focus on the synchronous online mode. In doing the synchronous online learning, students' engagement is one of the most important aspects that should be taken care of by educators. This is because student engagement affects students' attitudes, students' motivations, as well as determines their learning outcomes and also learning objectives attainment, right? So students' online engagement covers 5 aspects, according to the theory that Yuan will explain later. The aspects are social, cognitive, behavioral, collaborative, and emotional engagement. So those 5 types of engagement. It is known that the increase of online engagement can be facilitated with technology, and Zoom is one of the means of technology that can support online engagement. So that's what we believe. We all know that Zoom, we have been using Zoom, right? So Zoom has some features, and 2 of the most obvious features are the main room and the breakout room. So sometimes we can have a video conference in the main room. Sometimes we can move to breakout rooms. So these 2 options of video conference can facilitate interactions among students, as well as between students and facilitators. And also, Zoom conference rooms are believed to support active learning as well as online engagement during synchronous learning sessions. Now, there are several studies about the use of Zoom meeting for educational purposes until recently, but there haven't been a lot of studies that compare students' online engagement in the Zoom meeting, in the Zoom main room and Zoom breakout room. Therefore, our study addressed 2 research questions. Sorry, let me. Yeah, okay, so here are our research questions. The first one is there any different level between students' online engagement in Zoom main room and Zoom breakout rooms? And the second research question is, to what extent do group discussions in Zoom breakout rooms facilitate students in online engagement? The next slides will be explained by Johan. It is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Lina. And to answer the research questions, the researchers used main theory from Redmond et al. Theorist 2018, which focused on the students' online engagement in higher education level, sense of belongings. And there are 5 students online engagement. They are social, cognitive, behavioral, collaborative, and also emotional engagement. For social engagement, it's about building community, creating a sense of belonging, and developing relationships, and also establishing trust. And then cognitive engagement concerns students' scholastic success. It is about how the learning process can build students' critical thinking. And behavioral engagement concerns students' attitudes toward achieving academical skills and supporting and encouraging peers too. Collaborative engagement is associated with forming various networks and alliances that facilitate learning, such as peer-to-peer learning and collaboration with others. And the last one is emotional engagement. It refers to students' reactions to their peers, educators, facilitators, academics, and also colleagues. And the main theory is used to make the close-ended questionnaire as the quantitative data, and to make the questions for the interview, the researchers combined Redmond et al.'s theory with Agustina and Suharya's Lee's and also Krauss statements. The next slide, please. And the next one here is the research methodology. In this study, the mixed method explanatory research was used, and questionnaire was used as the quantitative data with 4-point Likert scale. And for the qualitative data, the semi-structured interview was done using online platforms. It was done from February to March 2022, and the participants were 91 out of 159 students in ELESP batch 2019 in Sanata Dharma University. The next slide, please. And here it is. The next one is the data analysis technique. To answer the first research question, the researchers used inferential statistics at the last to prove the data that the test was conducted to determine the final conclusion. And then to answer the second research question, the researchers used 2 steps. They are providing the result from the descriptive statistics and also from the interview session. Next. And here are the results. The first one, descriptive statistics, is used as the first step to answer the first research question. The mean, as you can see on the table there, the mean, minimum, and maximum score engagement in breakout rooms are greater than in Zoom main room. It indicates that some participants got satisfaction with the breakout rooms feature for online discussion and learning. The next one. To perform the hypothesis test, the data needs to be checked in terms of the homogeneity and also normality. According to Parafrutos 2012, in checking homogeneity, the significance value based on the mean must be greater than the critical alpha. And the data shows that the homogeneity p-value is greater than the critical alpha. So it reveals that the data obtained by the researchers is homogeneous. So next, a test of normality was performed to check if the data distribution are normal. And in the Kolmogorov-Smirnov normality test, the data is normal if the significance of the data is more than the critical alpha, or 0.05. And the researcher can deduce that the data collected is normal because the significance of Zoom-in room and breakout rooms are greater than the critical alpha. So since the data is normal distributed, the researcher can proceed to the next stage of the data testing. The next slide, please. The independent sample t-test was performed to prove the hypothesis. And as you can see there, the significance value of the data is 0.0, and it indicates that the level of students' online engagement in Zoom-in rooms and also breakout rooms is statistically different, or it gives enough evidence to the researchers to reject the null hypothesis. Next. So here is the discussion. The researchers could say that there is a significant difference between students' online engagement in Zoom-in room and Zoom breakout rooms, where engagement occurs in breakout rooms is proven to be better than in Zoom-in room. It verifies Lay's 2021 statement that small group discussions can increase students' engagement to have active participation. And in addition, Alvarez 2022 theory was also proven that peer-to-peer learning can bring good engagement in learning. The next slide, please. Okay, then to answer the second research question, the descriptive statistics was performed. And based on the table there, the students' online engagement in breakout rooms engaged students better than in Zoom main room. So group discussions in breakout rooms can facilitate student online engagement through all aspects engagement. The next one. To strengthen the results that the extent to which breakout rooms can facilitate students' online engagement is through all aspects of engagement, the researchers provide evidence that strengthens previous findings from the interview results. And here are the results of students' views when students do the discussion in the breakout rooms. For the first one is for the collaborative engagement. Students said that they feel the tasks are not really burdensome if they do that in the breakout rooms. For social, students can know their friend better, they can build their relationship. And for the cognitive, students can learn to hone critical thinking. And for the emotional engagement, students can learn to be responsible with their tasks and group work discussions in breakout rooms to make students happier. And for behavioral engagements, students can learn about leadership, learn to respect each other, and developing the speaking skills. And next to the discussion. So the researchers could say that many positive things were obtained from the discussion activities in the breakout room. Students could hone critical thinking, socialize with friends, and collaborate, learn leadership, be responsible, respect to each other, work together in teams, understanding each other, and developing speaking skills. So the extent to which group discussions facilitate online engagement in the breakout room can be seen through all the engagements that occur and along with the good advantages that can be acquired. The next one, Ms. Rina.
Right, here we come to the conclusion. So after we conducted this study and got the findings, we can conclude that there was a different level of online engagement in Zoom main rooms and breakout rooms in the way that breakout rooms can give students a more active and more engaging learning experience. And then we have some suggestions based on our findings. The first suggestion is for English educators. English educators are suggested to apply an active learning system through group discussions, because group discussions with peers make the learning process more effective. And then for EFL students, they are advised to take advantage of the online discussion in Zoom main room and breakout rooms, both of them, to gain new knowledge, improve soft skills, and develop basic English skills in the learning process. And for future researchers, we hope that they can investigate other advantages of Zoom main room and breakout room features and other platforms that can increase student engagement in online classrooms, and use this study as a reference for future scholars on linear subjects. Right. I think that is all our presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. I'll give the time back to the moderator, Ibu Umi.
Excuse me, Bumi, you are still muted, so we cannot hear your voice.
Ibu Umi, sorry, we cannot hear you.
Sorry. Yeah, it's still muted. Thank you very much, Ms. Regina and Ms. Rina, for the wonderful presentation about the synchronous using in breakout room and in the main room. Okay, so I will give it back to Mbak Maria.
Okay, thank you, Bumi, Ms. Rina, and also Ms. Regina Yuantika. Okay, so thank you very much for the insightful presentation. Now we are entering the Q&A session for all presenters, which will last for around 10 minutes. Now, if anybody who wants to ask a question, please mention your name, affiliation, and to whom the question is for, and what the question is. You can type it in the chat box, or maybe you can open your microphone. Right. Okay, Miss Rina.
Can I ask a question? Not to
Yes, ma'am.
myself, though.
Yes, Miss, of course, you may.
I will. Yes. Hello, Bu Umi. It's really nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet
I
you
have a
too.
Yes, I have a question related to your study. It's very interesting to study student teachers' readiness, yeah, in using
Yes.
technology to teach English. Okay, my question is, where did you conduct the study? I mean, who are the participants of this study?
Mhm.
What semester? I mean, what semester, and then in what context of courses they are taking? Yeah. Did you collect the data?
Okay. Is that Miss
Yes, that
Rina?
is all.
Okay. All right. I conducted this in our English department. So the students are those who were in semester 6, and they are conducting the PPL, yeah, for the teaching practice at school. So yeah, that's the data that I took from them. So they are semester 7 students who were conducted the teaching practice at school. Do I
Okay,
answer
so
your questions? Mhm.
yes, Ibu,
Yeah.
and I have some responses to that because this is very interesting. So,
Mhm.
you were studying, what is it?
The
Internship.
readiness.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
yes, internship.
The intern student teachers at school. Yeah. So if we can conclude, then how ready are they in using technology, Ibu? If we may summarize the findings in 1 or 2 sentences, how ready are these students?
Yeah, they are just ready enough for that, because based on their answer, they feel that some say that they still lack of mastery, but it's just a small number of students. But mostly say that they are ready enough for that. But I also draw a conclusion, because 95% of the students didn't have any difficulty in using technology when practicing teaching. And also the teachers at school didn't ask them to apply technology that they didn't know. So I can also draw a conclusion that the students are ready for teaching the school using teaching at school using technology. Maybe it will be different when it is conducted for university students. Okay, that's it.
Thank you, Ibu.
Okay, my pleasure, Ibu Rina.
Is there any other question, maybe from the participants who are in the breakout room? You can ask by mentioning your name, affiliation, to whom the question is addressed, and what the question is. If not, maybe I I can ask. Oh, okay, Ms. Regina.
Okay, so it's for Miss Umi.
Yes.
You mentioned that, yeah, I do agree that nowadays students are digital native. We are equipped with digital instruments since we are born. Yeah, but now we know that there are several teachers that will be the digital immigrants. So how to facilitate students with the, what is it, digital native skill? How teachers facilitate that, to use some tools or technologies to teach? Did the teachers need like training session, or did teachers have to master it by themselves? That's the question, Ibu Umi. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rina, for the questions. So it's related to the teachers at school, you mean, or the lecturers in universities?
Oh, I mean the lecturers. I'm so sorry. The
Okay,
lecturers.
the lecturers. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think now we have to be autonomous learner. I think, and I believe that many lecturers now have already becoming autonomous learners. Maybe by joining a kind of training courses and so on. And I believe that if the digital immigrants are lecturers, they will try hard to be able to be literate in technology. I believe that even maybe some lecturers are more literate than the students who were digital natives. That's why because they try to be literate by attending courses, by joining. Yeah, I think there are many courses related to technology. That's the answer, Mbak.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Umi, and hats off for all the lecturers.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I might have a question for Ms. Regina and Ms. Rina regarding the breakout room and Zoom main room. So as a student myself, I've experienced, of course, breakout rooms and of course, lectures in main room. But I want to ask regarding the breakout room. Do you perhaps have any resolution for the problem which often occurs in breakout rooms? For instance, the students, they remain passive or maybe silent until it was time to return to the main room. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. Actually, there are some obstacles that students face too when they have the online discussion in breakout rooms. And one of the main problems that they faced based on the interview result, they told that they feel, not confidence with their discussion result. When lecturers ask them to discuss several things and to come up with new ideas or maybe clarifying things from the materials, and then when they discuss it, they feel like, is it the correct statement that I should bring here? Is it the correct thing that I can share to you all in this class? That's the main obstacles that they faced. But for the passive active participants, some students also mentioned that they will encourage the peers or friends to talk in the class because there is no lecturers there, so they can feel free to ask to their friends. And that's the answer. Is it answering your question, Mbak Maria?
Yes, thank you.
My pleasure.
May I have a question?
Yes. Yes.
Is probably related to students who didn't turn on their camera when they have Zoom, either in breakout room or in main room.
Oh yeah.
And if you have, how did you overcome that problem?
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Umi. Maybe I will answer based on the research result, and later about the way to encourage them to open the camera. I will give the question to Miss Rina. Okay, so the first one is about opening the camera. Yeah, they raised that case in the in the research, and they mentioned that they think they do not want to open the camera in the main room because they are too shy if there are so many people look at them, or maybe they are not really ready to open that. But if they are in the breakout rooms, they think they do not care about their friends. So if I want to open it, that's really okay because I'm here, I'm with you guys, I'm with my peers, I'm with my buddies. So I will be more comfortable to open my camera. And based from the participants, they also say they often open the camera more on the breakout rooms rather than on the Zoom main room. So that's the answer from the result, from the findings. Now the next question.
So the question for me to answer is how to make students open their cam.
Yep.
All right. This is a difficult question to answer because the first principle we need to remember is that they have totally different reasons to keep themselves off cam. So like we cannot be too judgmental here because I myself did not do the data collection Yuan did, right? So if I were, if I were doing the one that do the data collection, I think I will find various answers. Yeah, sometimes they are really shy, but in some other time they really want to turn on their cam, but they cannot because of different reasons. Like in Javanese language, we can say eman kuotanya. Juga ada yang seperti itu, Bu. Ternyata ya, so they have the quota, they have the connection, internet connection, but they think that, oh, today I have more classes to attend. So what if I run out of quota and I cannot attend the next class? Now here, okay, that's one of the other reasons, yeah. And then other reasons is, as usual, signal, yeah, different location, different strength of internet
Yeah.
connection, and this can also be the reason why. So in our campus, we try to be empathetic of their situation, yeah, student situation. So if students cannot open their cam, we believe that actually they want to, but there are several obstacles that make them unable to do that. For some students, maybe some others, indeed, they can, but they don't. Simply, they don't have the willingness to do so. Ibu. So how to make them open their account? Usually we try to remind them to open their cam, but if it doesn't always work, yeah, it's not an easy thing to do. So yeah,
Right.
again, maybe we can make them understand our feelings too, like, oh, I feel like I'm alone when you guys don't turn on your cam, it's really dark in here. I usually say that, and then yeah, some of them start to like turn on the light little by little. So yeah, sometimes it works, Ibu. So yeah, trying to understand each other. I think that's the only tips we can do for the difficult situation, yeah, Ibu. But thank God now situations are getting back to normal, so we don't
Right.
have to really experience that.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
that's my answer.
thank you very much, Miss Regina and Miss Rina. I think more or less is the same, the same condition. But now we are already have face-to-face meeting, and I think both lecturers and students are happier. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibu.
Okay, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, is there any more questions that would like to be asked to Ms. Rina, Ms. Regina, or Ms. Tini? If not, because we still have time, presenters and participants are allowed to join other rooms in this session. You may go to room 3 or room 5 and also 6 and wait until time is up because we still have around 14 minutes.
40. 40 or 14? 40.
14 minutes.
Oh, 14.
Yes, that's
Okay.
right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for...
So the next agenda is plenary speaker, right?
Yes.
Pak Maria, at
yes,
11:15.
Yes, please. So at 11:15 is plenary speaker. I will hope to see you in the main room in 11:15. Thank you,
Okay, thank you very
everybody.
much.
Thank you,
See you, everyone.
Miss Maria, Miss Regina, and Miss Rina.
Yes, Ibu, it's been my pleasure to meet you. Bye.
Okay. Let's move to other room.
Yes, please.